Plastic products are seen everywhere in our society. 300 billion tons are produced each year, and scientists estimate that plastic production will double by 2034. Our addiction to plastic impacts countless marine species, leading to the loss of coral reefs and destruction of complex marine ecosystems. Even our own well-being is at risk. Coral reefs cover less than 1% of the planet's ocean floor, yet provide homes to over 25% of marine life, protecting biodiversity under the sea. Corals are made of hundreds to even thousands of polyps, sac-like bodies that build the skeletons of coral reefs. Most corals have two food sources. Coral polyps stretch their tentacles with stinging cells called nematocysts to catch small organisms like zooplankton. 90% of corals' food comes from the second food source, a symbiotic relationship with zooxanthella, a single-celled algae. The algae provide food for their coral hosts by performing photosynthesis from sunlight. In exchange, the coral polyps provide the algae with a home and essential nutrients like phosphorus. Reefs provide refuge, spawning sites, and feeding areas in ecosystems. Corals also cycle essential nutrients like nitrogen and carbon in the food web. When plastics make their way to coral reefs, coral structures become sick. Plastics cover reefs, scraping and cutting the surface of corals. The damage gives bacteria, fungi, and viruses easier access to infect coral. A common infection, black band disease, is caused by a cyanobacterium that feasts on corals, rapidly killing the coral tissue. Black band leaves large coral colonies dead with white, exposed skeleton within just months. Other common infections include red, yellow, and white band disease, all of which kill coral tissue. When plastics block the sun's light from reaching coral, algae in the coral's polyps cannot perform photosynthesis, leading to the loss of a major food source. You might not realize that dumping our plastics in the oceans harms humans, not just marine life. Coral reefs are estimated to play a $375 billion role in the world's economy. The disappearance of coral reefs would result in the death of fish and marine organisms. Fishermen, merchants, and fishing enterprises would lose business. We wouldn't have seafood as a stable food source. Coral reefs motivate people to travel and promote the tourism industry. Their disappearance would lead hotels and shorelines to lose publicity. Countries whose major revenue comes from water tourism would financially suffer. Coral reefs also protect us from natural disasters. Reefs along coastlines act as buffers from rising seas and cyclones, reduce erosion from rough waves, and prevent property damage. The biodiversity that coral reefs host help us develop new medicines. Scientists study reefs and marine species living in coral to create drugs which treat diseases like arthritis and Alzheimer's. Antiviral drugs and anti-cancer treatments were developed from extracts of sponges found by Caribbean coral reefs. 8 million pieces of plastic are put in the oceans per day. 91% of plastics produced are not recycled. When humans waste a piece of plastic, they can't imagine how that piece will impact marine organisms. However, plastic use can be reduced. Opt for reusable, non-plastic alternatives for your water bottles, produce bags, and cutlery. Buy groceries from bulk bins or attend a beach cleanup. We need to turn awareness into action. What can you do to be the change in your country, in your home, and in your life?